Hey, so I've got the painting. I'm at the Lightbox event in Pasadena, California, and Marco Bucci is here. So let's take the painting and let's go on over and find him. Come on. There he is!
Let's see this thing.
Here we go. He hasn't seen it yet. Oh! There is not much real estate for you.
How am I going to add to that? Wait, where's your part? Because I actually haven't seen your video yet. It's not up yet. Oh! I didn't see that. I didn't even see that. So is that a piece of wood?
Yes.
Oh, you dirty.
See? I'm a dirty guy.
Very
That's
cool.
it.
I am so honored that you chose me, Aaron.
I'm honored to be able to give it to you.
I've been a fan
for so long.
I've been a fan of you. I've been a fan longer. So I got you beat.
Thank you.
Okay.
So let's wrap this thing up.
The official handoff. Bum, bum, bum.
I got to figure out how to get this thing home.
Where do you live?
I'm in Canada, but they'll let me carry it on the plane.
We do have bubble wrap. Bubble wrap.
That's the entrance right there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
This is Carlos. You got the painting here safely. I can't show it to you, Carlos, because it's all wrapped up, and I'm on a duct tape.
All right, now.
Thanks, man. So you like driving?
I love driving, though. No, I'm not talking, so I can talk all day, though.
Yeah, it was a pleasure chatting with you, man.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll see. I'll put you in the video if that's okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Oh boy, here we go.
Hello.
How are you?
This is an original painting here that is kind of delicate. Can I leave it up with you? Or?
I don't know if I have really any space at all.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm dealing with? It's a mess.
What do you recommend I do? I mean, I'm willing to sit with it if that's okay.
Will it? Let's see what we got here. Let me see. What if I put my stuff over here?
Oh, amazing.
And then let's see if we can get that other thing in there.
There's a really annoying bear head sticking out of it, so that's going to cause some problems.
So let us see. Okay, I will have to be touching it at some point because there's some things in here that I have to get out for the service.
Oh, sure. Feel free to paint it if you want.
Let's see. Okay, yep, that works.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Don't forget it on the way out.
Yep, I'll get you after the flight. Thank you.
Perfect, you're welcome.
Well, we made it.
A lot of people have been waiting a long time for this video, and it's on me. I took too long to get this out, and I apologize to the art community for that. It was not my intention to wait 6 months when I accepted the painting from Aaron, but I've been on parental leave with this guy. And I did start making this video while he was crawling around my studio, but I found that my production quality was dropping fast. So I stopped. Not only this video, but all my videos. But he's in daycare now. I'm back. And the first thing I wanted to do was get a quality installment of this collaboration out there. Let's get back to it, starting with a quick recap of where we've been. I'm actually the 7th artist in line on this thing. It all started with 1000, who painted this. Then it was sent on to Kipto, who added the dragon. Jess Karp took it from there. She painted this head and these hands. Next up was Greg Simpkins, who painted this numerical rabbit. Then James Gurney added the old-timey light bulb characters, as well as the mystical smoke coming off the hands. Then Aaron Blaze tacked Snow Bear onto the side of the canvas, making it a real shipping nightmare. Thanks, Aaron. The painting has arrived safely in Canada, and now it's my turn. What am I gonna do? I have no idea. I'll document my thoughts. It's just you and me now, painting. got it. I can put something right there. That was easy. Wait, what am I gonna paint? I'll just ask some people in the morning. What do you think?
I like all the colors.
Hey, what do you guys think?
What do you guys think? What do you think?
I see the hands as our spiritual and energetic selves, and the rabbit with the time, which is kind of like society, culture, religion, pressuring us to go, go, go. And the light bulb is kind of like, are you going to choose your creative light or the time and then the pressure? And that dragon is kind of like the end of life.
The usual stuff didn't work. I gotta think. Come on, think! I'm running out of time! Wait. That's it. That's it. Time! Why are there all these numbers? Why is there a pocket watch? Why is he pointing at 4? This is a callback to ancient history. And 1000's name is a number. This painting is about time. Maybe I could paint some kind of time traveler, experiencing what's on the canvas. Like the whole thing is some kind of warped, nightmarish vision. It reminds me of this scene from Day of the Tentacle. In this game, the characters travel through time, and during their transport sequence, they have all these visions of what they're about to experience. I think this kind of zany vibe could really fit for this collaboration. Now that we got that figured out, let's go to the computer and sketch it out. Oh, you want to see the pinball machine? This is my other baby. It's a premium edition Jurassic Park table from Stern. I've been a total pinball fanatic since I was a kid. To me, a pinball machine is like a world under glass. It's sculptural, tactile art. Sometimes it begs to be admired. Other times, it begs to be played. To me, it's nothing short of a childhood dream come true. But hey, we got some work to do, so let's exchange one form of fun for another. If I remember correctly, we were about to sketch someone who is appropriately horrified at what they're seeing on the canvas. Now, because this part is freeform and exploratory, I'm doing this digitally. That'll give me the freedom to change things on a whim and iterate as I go. Oh, and I'm just working on one layer here, by the way. I think most people know that my YouTube channel is educational, so let's get into a quick lesson. This can be a fairly difficult perspective to draw. I'll pull my Asaro head off the shelf here. When you look at the head straight on, the eyes are more or less in the middle. So when the head is tilted back, or up, you get closer to a 1/3, 2/3 type of relationship. Now, when I was first learning to draw the head, the outer line or contour was really the only thing I cared about. I would try and memorize how these lines went. And that was okay to start. But I later learned that I was missing or ignoring all this inside information. For example, this is the general shape of the cheekbone area, which of course is mirrored on the other side. These are shapes inside the contour. So when you rotate the head like this, you have to be accountable for how those shapes look in perspective. There's foreshortening going on, especially on that far cheekbone. So back to my sketch here, even though I've been drawing contours, I use these inside shapes to help me find where those contours go. Another important thing about the head at this angle is that there is a big shelf where the brow juts out and then comes back in for the eye socket. Now, when the head is tilted up, that shelf, as I'm calling it, reveals itself as a very prominent plane. Additionally, look at the curvature of where the eyebrows would be, how they wrap around the form of the head. All of this is taken into account even in this rough stage of the sketch. Anyway, moving on with the drawing here. Getting in some features, including the mouth. This blue line I'm drawing is something I do quite often. It's just a center line. It helps me track the forms, making sure that nothing is drifting to the left or the right. It's especially helpful in a dramatic perspective like this. Another thing that's really helpful to sell the expression here is to reveal those teeth, which also help the perspective as they wrap around the mouth. All right, another quick lesson tidbit. Speaking of teeth, the teeth are like a cylinder that really jut out. And from this perspective, that form can overlap the jaw and break the outline. But looking back to my sketch, I didn't do that. Instead, I kept the contour of the jaw continuous. This is an exaggeration choice. Artistic license. I'm favoring a simple form, like a foreshortened box. So now that the character is developing in a way that I like, I'm trying to think of what I can do to sell it as a time traveler. And cliches being the thing that always come to mind first, I'm putting a glass helmet on the guy. I immediately recoil at this because all I can see is Buzz Lightyear now. Time travelers don't really have iconography, do they? I mean, you can say superhero with a cape or a mask, but what says time traveler? This is an interesting conundrum, so I searched for it. Gotta love Etsy. This is cool. I like these little gadget thingies, pendants and goggles. I like this little graphic thing here. I really like that pendant there. So yeah, I think some of this inspiration can find its way into my design. A more important thing right now, though, is to integrate this guy on the canvas. A big part of that is going to be the lighting. I want it to appear like he's lit by those magical hands beside him. Now I've got to figure out exactly how he fits in there. Trying to put him behind the hands, that looks weird though. I can't put him in front of the hands because that would destroy the silhouette. After all, those hands are like a centerpiece. So I'll squeeze him in there beside the hands. I'm doing a bit of warping so I can follow the hands' contours a bit better. And now I'm using the liquefy tool to help correct a few of the forms that I warped. Now I'm stubbornly trying to get this glass helmet thing to work. I think glass could be a cool material in the piece. For example, I could repaint James Gurney's feet there to add a subtle refraction through the glass. Still looking a bit Buzz Lightyear-ish, so I'll shelve it for now and try something else. Here's that pendant I really liked from Etsy, and just to see if this idea has potential, I'm gonna photo bash it in for now. And I already like the way the chain is flinging off the neck. It adds motion, which kind of fits the guy's expression. I just brought in the pocket watch that Greg Simpkins painted to see if I can add a subtle link to it. One thing I do unexpectedly like here, I like the black and white. It separates itself from the rest of the canvas, which kind of makes sense with my story too. This guy being on a different plane of existence than the rest of the characters. This is kind of an ironic choice because a lot of people know me for color, but I think this works creatively and I'm gonna go with it. All right, it's time to head over to the traditional art desk. Let's make this thing canon. I'm gonna stop talking too, so sit back and enjoy the montage. Well, I think that'll do it. I don't actually know when this project is supposed to be done, but one thing I do know, this canvas is just begging to be filled, and there is a glaring empty spot right there. And I think I know someone who'd be a good candidate for it. This guy I've been following recently named Jared Cullum. He's got some really nice gouache and watercolor paintings. Lots of character, color, life. I think his stuff could suit this collaboration pretty well. All right, Jared, let's see if you're interested here. I'm gonna fire you a quick DM.
Hey, what's going on?
I just got this message from Marco, and he invited me to participate in this YouTube's biggest art collaboration, season 2. There's a lot of like great names, and it's such an honor that he would ask. It's just, I just really feel like right now I'm just so overwhelmed with work, and like there's so much pressure right now on me that I really need to be focusing right now. I just don't know that I'm ready.
I can get you ready.
Okay, Marco, I'm ready.
All right, that's great news, Jared. Pro tip though, don't take 6 months like I did. All right, everyone, hope you enjoyed the installment. I'll see you later.